Hello, welcome to the honest-wargamer. I'm your host, Rob, and today we're going to be doing a rundown on the Stormcast Lord-Exorcist. The narrative! So Lord-Exorcist are effectively space popes. They're souls. If you don't know anything about Stormcast are effectively souls that were taken by Sigmar from the mortal realms and put into the bodies, reforged into the bodies of Stormcast. The souls for Lord-Exorcist come from the souls of holy men and magi. The souls from the Lord-Exorcist come from holy men and people that perform miracles and banished demons. They were effectively the Constantine, nothing like Constantine, of the mortal realms. They would have been powerful souls at that point when they were in their mortal form. However, ever since going through the reforging, their powers have increased tenfold, according to the narrative. And their ability to banish geists and demons from the mortal realms is what they're there for and is why they're in the Stormcast Eternal Storm hosts. Apparently, even Nagash notices these guys and thinks that they're a big deal. So the Lord-Exorcist's job, as stated inside a Stormcast host, is to banish geese and demons effectively. They'll do this with their stave. Apparently they stomp it onto the ground and a wave of null energy wipes them out. Their other job, and arguably their most important job, is to judge the souls of banished foes. So effectively they wipe out the souls from the enemy and then they judge them. Using their redemption staves, they drag them forward and they decide whether or not they're worthy or not. If they are worthy, they get sent to Azir to be reforged. However, if they're not, their soul is smattered into the wind and kind of destroyed and put into the ether. Apparently, very few souls are judged fairly or deemed worthy enough to be sent to Azir, so normally they're sent into the wind. Each Lord-Exorcist carries a redemption stave, which serves as both his weapon and as his rod of office. Upon the stave is the Redemptor casket, lined with celestial slate, and when the celestial slate is opened, it draws the soul in, and the strange scales on top judge the soul as worthy or not. So they're kind of like soul-based Judge Dredd in a kind of odd way. I guess like as close as we can get to like religious figures so far inside Age of Sigmar. Well, religious figures when gods actually exist. The model. So the staff is very much the key factor in this model. A fairly standard Stormcast model with a very cool helmet, very different, and carrying a book. The book, not very useful in battle. Come on, let's be serious. However, the staff is rad, and it's got that reliquary that you can see on top, that Staff of Redemption, and the scales balancing whether or not you're good or evil. Also, a really cool cape at the back, so you could do some sweet-ass modelling. It's not particularly going to be able to do very many dynamic poses, but it's in a very judgy pose. I quite like it, actually. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, if you have any examples of this painted, please send us a link or a message. It'd be cool to see it. The rules! So let's look at the award scroll for the Lord-Exorcist. Will he be the life and soul of the battlefield? Worst joke I've made so far, actually. Anyway, 5 wounds, 3+ save. Not bad. Movement 5, classic Stormcast. His redemption save, though, it's got a 2-inch range. It's got 4 attacks, 3 threes, rend 1, and does D3 damage. So he can hold it up in a fight, which is important because he's a close combat character, which obviously doesn't have the output there, but it really comes in the spells. However, before you get to casting, you do have a shooting attack, which is quite interesting. It's at the start of the shooting phase. You roll a dice for each demon or Nighthorn unit within 6 inches, and on a 4+, they take D3 mortal wounds. So his Redemptor casket can open in the shooting phase, and for each demon or Nighthorn unit within 6 inches, you can roll a dice, and on a 4+, that unit will take a mortal wound. This combos particularly well with his spell. So the Lord-Exorcist War Scroll spell is Purifying Blast. It's cast on a 5, and for every unit within 6 inches, you roll a dice, adding their bravery, and if it's 10 or less, then they take D3 mortal wounds. In the case of demon or Nighthorn units, you halve their bravery initially. So anything but a 6, you're going to be doing D3 mortal wound. Now, I don't think this unit is particularly good inside of a Stormcast or army, even at 120 points. The issue is that most of the units that you have around you can just do more output for their points value, and you're very, very limited already with the points that you're going to spend because it's an elite army, and you're going to be looking to spend them on much more potent characters. And your Lord Arcanum is a much better wizard in that slot. However, it becomes a very interesting unit inside a Free Cities army, where you can take Stormcast inside of the cities. With that 3-up save on those 5 wounds, it's a particularly strong character. Now, in Hallowheart, it will be able to cast 2 spells, which I think might be important, or in the Phoenicium, it could be really good as well, because you've got those really immovable blocks of Phoenix Guard that you could rock, and inside there could be the Lord-Exorcist doing mortal wounds to demons around him. And if you use the Phoenix Guard as bait, you might be able to drag them in and do the shooting attack and the magic attack at the same time, just doing mortal wounds all around. Now, the Free Cities armies doesn't lack 4 mortal wounds anyway. However, taking very solid casters that can't get sniped at by shooting could be the reason that Lord-Exorcist sees play. Now, if you take a look at the Age of Sigmar stats, you'll see that we're in a very demon-heavy meta. Both Slaanesh and Khorne are particularly popular armies, as is Skaven. And with the release of the OCR Bone Reapers, we're going to see more death units as well, which generally are combat force. So being able to do those mortal wounds to those elite armies might work out really well. However, range is always going to be the issue with this particular unit. And as stated before, things like the Lord Arcanum are just so much better because of Spirit Flasks. However, I'd love to hear your take on the Lord-Exorcist, and if not, if you're using it in armies and why. Let us know in the comments below, get back to us on Twitter or on Facebook, and as always, thank you for listening. These rundowns have been brought to you by everyone who supports the Honest Wargamer Patreon. If you've enjoyed them, you can head over there and subscribe, and you'll also get early access to these rundowns a week before they go live to the rest of the world. Any support, small or large, is really appreciated. And of course, any other support that you can give, for instance, sharing it with your friends, letting people know, or just contributing your thoughts and feelings about some of the units we talk about so that we can improve what everyone is learning. Thanks from me, and thanks for being an Honest Wargamer.